Hello everybody, my name is Pravus, and welcome back to more Cartel Tycoon. This video is sponsored by TinyBuild, a big thank you to them for that, and of course if you guys would like to learn more, you can find a link in the description down below. Now, in the last video, we started off with a humble residence and a load of dirty money, and we have turned this into a huge criminal enterprise of opium production. We are smuggling it out of the country via airports and a seaport that we captured from a rival gang. We also corrupted the mayor of Puerto Roja so we no longer have to pay tribute with my funds as I travel through the city, which is proving to be a huge boon for me. Right now, our biggest issue is that we're a little bit low on some cash. Most of it is not located in our residence, so we're not actually able to send our funds everywhere that it needs to go, but over time, this should more or less sort itself out as long as we can keep shipping out some additional drugs via the aerodrome. So we'll be okay in the long term. Right now, we have a mission to deliver some opium for Miguel within a certain time frame, which should be no problem at all. All we have to do is wait for the next round of the plane to come by, pick up the next shipment of goods, and we are good to go. While we wait for that, I am going to go to the salsa club and spend some more legal money in order to try and increase the loyalty of the local population. This is actually going to be a very important resource for us in a little bit, and I'll show you why later. For now, here comes the last shipment, and boom, we have completed our mission. Miguel wants to talk to me and is surely very happy, yeah? We just met with the contacts. They seem satisfied. However, we do have another issue, a matter of payment, apparently. In Miguel's opinion, we've racked up quite the debt. He spent all this money on the residence, getting the taxi company together, and so on. Now, as far as I'm concerned, as a good business partner, he is investing his cash to create a good, thriving business and create some cash flow, which seems great. But no, as far as he's concerned, that now falls on me, which means I now owe him an absolute ton of money. So we could pay up, or, of course, we could just say, you know, that seems a little unfair to me. I might just have to kill Miguel. Now, if there's anything that Miguel should know about me, it's that Pravus will happily betray an ally the moment they become a liability and hinder my ascent to power, which is exactly what you're doing right now, Miguel. So, you're gonna get what's coming to you. I should have listened when they warned me about you. Como mierda, partner. Please, my friend, let's not get too hasty. Click. All right, so now we need to kill him. Now, here's the thing. I can do this right now, and that's nice, yeah. We do have a character capable of assassination. Vanessa right over here can indeed do exactly that. Kill Miguel, kill the capo, and I will take over as the leader of this new empire. But doing so is going to greatly increase my terror, and the higher the terror goes, the more at threat we are going to be from different government agencies. Starting right now with the DEA, but eventually leading to the police, the federales, the National Army, the CIA, and eventually the US Army. We want to keep this terror relatively low. One thing you can do is spend some of your loyalty with the mayor in order to reduce terror. That's one of the reasons I want to spend some of this legal money in order to try and get my loyalty a little bit higher so we can ease this down before I do anything too rash. And you know what? Funnily enough, we're not actually in a big hurry to kill Miguel. We can wait for at least a little bit, and it's not going to hurt me. We have to wait for 28 days. You know, you have a month to get out of the country and leave alive. But no, he's too stupid to figure that out. That's fine. By the way, as you're playing the game, if you ever find yourself running into a lot of bottlenecks where for some reason you don't have enough trucks traveling around to keep everything flowing smoothly, one good thing to do is use some of your characters capable of delivery and go ahead and start delivering some extra goods. Let them do some of the heavy lifting for you. It helps easily fill in the gaps. We do have a bit of a problem here, though. It looks like the seaport is having its vegetables seized by the DEA. Not even an investigation phase. They're just literally stealing all of the vegetables. So at least for the moment, we need to turn off any more deliveries of vegetables over here, because otherwise it's going to turn into a bit of a disaster. So we'll go ahead and seize whatever money we can out of here. These vegetables are probably going to be gone at this point. Not a whole lot I can do about it. Say goodbye to those. Boom. Yep, the DEA just stole them away. Well, that sucks. I hate losing some of my drugs, but we're going to have to wait for a few days until the DEA gets the heck out of here. This is kind of what I'm talking about with the terror thing. You want to keep this low because the more government agencies are coming after you, the harder it's going to be to maintain everything. Something I think I'm going to do while we are sitting around and waiting, I'm going to send Caesar over here to this aerodrome, and we're going to take it over. I mean, yeah, we don't have a mission to do that right now, but another aerodrome, another smuggling point could obviously be very useful to me. Since right now we are kind of at our capacity for this aerodrome, it literally can't get rid of the drugs fast enough, and our warehouses are kind of full. So if we can take another smuggling point, I can use Caesar to go ahead and deliver more goods off this direction to greatly increase my money flow, at least for a bit. Okay, at this point, this might be enough loyalty for me to go ahead and spend that and get our terror down at least a little bit. And as I stole off that aerodrome, you can see that the level has risen a fair bit. So we're going to go ahead and ask for a favor. I would like you to ease the terror, quell the people's terror. All the excitement is drawing unwanted attention. All right, so we're going to have to do this in order to reduce the favor a little bit. Lose acceptance loyalty level. I'm fine with that. So we're going to go ahead and say it's worth the sacrifice. I don't know how much loyalty we're going to lose. It might actually be all of it. Sure is going down a lot all of a sudden. Holy crap, there it goes. Bye. Yup, bye. All right, so we lose basically an entire level of loyalty for doing that. Well, that is kind of fun now, isn't it? Let's go ahead and take over this residence. I know that this is a little on the risky side. It's a pretty even fight, but if we send Tony to go and assist, that shouldn't be too much trouble. The reason I want to do this is because I'd like to have another residence easily supplying some money between these regions, so I can keep this aerodrome running consistently, since right now it's a bit of an issue. So yeah, that terror level has dropped quite a bit. Good. So now might be a good time to try and kill Miguel. So we're going to go ahead and assign Assassination as a mission for Vanessa. And I don't think Miguel is going to last for very long. This should be an even fight, not going anywhere. We have reinforcements on the way. Bye, Miguel. It was nice knowing you. Poof. He's gone now. Thank you. Okay. Now, apparently we've lost some allegiance with our existing lieutenants. I guess they don't much like it when you kill off the leader, so we're going to go ahead and raise their income, for some of whom we weren't even paying for, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and raise how much we're paying them in order to keep them nice and dedicated. I do not want to risk these guys going against me and becoming volatile. That could easily draw a lot of unwanted attention. So we'll go ahead and do this, and that's fine. Okay, allegiance has been taken care of. We are grasping the jawbone of the body of Miguel and making sure that he is indeed dead. Heaven and hell will welcome guests. Oh no, my mama died. Well, that's horribly unfortunate. She was a pious woman, and it looks like in order to honor her memory, we are going to build some churches in a few different locations. But first, we must conquer Los Grandes, Pensaca, and Foscani, which are these three regions right over here. This is not a small effort. 3 cities? I mean, it took forever just to get Puertos Rojas. So now we're really gonna have to work for it, but that's okay. As long as we keep our terror under control, we can handle this. Now, I've let the game run for a little bit, and you can see we're starting to roll in a lot more money. Something I did take the liberty of doing was building a church, which I believe, for roughly the same cost of money, might get me a little bit more local loyalty than the Salsa Club. Could be wrong on that, but we're going to go ahead and execute this thing. I also probably want to go ahead and reduce my terror level once again a little bit more. Unfortunately, it's very expensive to do this every time, but it's the best way to make sure we don't get the police's attention. Because I don't actually know if I were to get above this star and then reduce the terror down, does that actually get rid of the police? I don't know that it does. So preventing it from ever getting to this level in the first place might be the best way to go. Now that our terror's gone down a little bit, I'm going to use this opportunity to seize some of the other operations nearby so I can take control of some of this opium production. Fun thing we haven't had to deal with yet in our cartel, but I actually had to do is just do it off screen. We have a structure to our criminal empire, and what I just had happen was these 3 characters who've been with me for a while demanded either a raise or at least a promotion within the empire, which does come with a raise alongside it. So I've gone ahead and given them some sort of an upgrade. You can see what happens here is they started off with only 1 ability, but every upgrade gets them a little bit more powerful. So in this case, Vanessa has a little bit more combat power. Upgrade her again once she gets some more experience, and we can go for either a harvest interval, which increases our raw material production by 5% in the nearby area, or unlock the ability to research warehouse level 3, and so on and so forth, all the way until they can become the capo, which I'm not going to worry about right now. If we do take a quest for our lieutenants, we can get some allegiance from them, and we can gain some experience points. All of that is nice. But the one reason I had to do this is notice we've now opened up 3 new slots at our bottom level of our organization. So if you want to recruit some more lieutenants, we can in fact do that. I'm going to recruit you, and I'm going to recruit, it looks like you actually start off at a Halcone rank, so make a deal is an option with you. Making a deal is not a bad idea. because using that character interaction, maybe we can give ourselves some small quests once in a while to increase some of our production. Now, I currently am not making any dried cannabis, so that's not going to do me a whole lot of good. We'll want to come back to that. Let's go ahead and talk to the mayor of Los Grandes. Haven't done this yet. I do want to take this city under my control, so we'll talk to you and find out exactly what you want. Looks like we have to have at least acceptance level of loyalty, which I already have. This now leads to eliminating the enemy gang presence in the area, which it so happens I'm already doing. As long as my terror level doesn't get too high, that should be fine. Looks like this character actually could promote as well, which I can just show you how that would look. If we were to click on you, we should be able to promote you up here and either make you into a coordinator or just give you a lot more combat power, depending on what I want. Could be nice. Now, using some of my excess legal money, I think it may be time for us to go ahead and start researching stuff, especially since I know that I have a lackey who can get me deals with stuff like dried cannabis. So maybe we want to go for level 2 with the farm. This would give me the ability to build farm level 2 and start growing cannabis as well as coffee, both of which are obviously useful. Let's go ahead and start that research. After that, we're going to want to have some drying racks as well. Aha! Farm level 2 has been researched. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to want is a drying rack, again spending legal money. And the more research we do, obviously, the more effective I'm going to become, but that's one more important use for legal tender. Oh, there we go. Finally, an investigation taken care of. I am building up a casino to that end. It's going to cost a lot of money. Something like $37,000 in dirty money is what I've spent on it for now. But this is going to let me launder a huge amount of money. I think it's one of the most efficient ways of laundering money, not to mention we could spend a lot of money to greatly increase the local loyalty. So it's a pretty effective building. Something else I think I want to do is go ahead and construct myself an additional residence over in this area around Puerto Roja, because over here we will be able to start placing down some level 2 farms to grow cannabis very effectively out over here, and obviously the more efficiency we have, the better. Placing all this close to a residence that can easily manually adjust all the funds in order to keep these things operating without having to use up all their different trucks, well, that's just going to be a good thing for me, right? And the dryer is done as well. Okay, so the new residence is going to pick up money from the seaport, which is making me plenty of cash. Then it's automatically going to send some over here to the casino when optional. That is a lot, no doubt about it. That is a lot of money to start laundering. I like that. Okay, so the dryer is another production building we haven't had to worry about up to this point. Start making the dried cannabis. Now, I believe with things like the aerodrome, in addition to 26 opium, we could send up to 10 dried cannabis off over here as well. So we can increase how much money we get per plane arrival at the aerodrome if we were to start investing in some of the cannabis. Might very well be worth it. There we go. I have also managed to take all of the buildings around Los Grandes, so that's now done. What does the mayor want me to do next? Deliver 200 dried cannabis. Wow. I guess that means we are going to have to do that, aren't we? Okay, fun. Well, we're going to go ahead and move you over, I guess, here for the time being. We're going to get some extra cash picked up from our main residence, which only has about $20,000 sitting there right now. And we need to start building up some cannabis then. Now, I don't know if we can use that in the seaport and start smuggling it away. Probably, if we were to pair that up with something. Yeah, we're starting to have some money issues. I've got the dirty money, it's just actually the logistics are proving to be a bit challenging. Also, this warehouse appears to be completely full. Tell you what, I'm going to have you come over here, and we'll start delivering some drugs manually up in this direction. Let's get this turned back on so we can make some extra cash. And hopefully this will help me a little bit. So yeah, we're starting to run into a lot of logistical challenges keeping all of this running. I also do need to be wary about this seaport, apparently. Losing some control. Even though it is off, we could lose control. Okay, so all the more reason we have to keep a lieutenant sitting over there, at least for the time being. No problem at all. All right, so if we can sit on a fair bit of cash, we should go ahead and start building out some new farms, specifically level 2, which costs a bit extra. And for the cannabis, right over here. So we'll place down, let's say, one here, one there, and we'll say one here. Then, of course, we need to be placing down a warehouse again. Something close by that can take advantage of everything. So how about right here, maybe? I think this will reach everybody. And then as far as a drying rack, this costs a fair chunk of cash, but it does produce the dried cannabis we want. I don't know if this needs to be in range of anything in particular, but I want it to stay in range of the warehouse at the very least. So Let's keep that out of the farming area. I'm going to place down one and maybe just one for now. I have no idea how many we're going to need, but one might be okay. Uh-oh. Enemy gang activity has been spotted. It looks like they may be going for this warehouse, if I'm seeing the red circle correctly. Well, we do have at least a couple of people with some power. Let's get over here and see if we can defend it. I don't know how much power they're going to be sending after me, but let's go ahead and see. So they are attacking me. They have 5 strength. So right now we have this evened out. Who are you exactly? I don't know, but with a bit of reinforcements, we can keep them the heck out of here. That is the first time that I've been attacked by another gang. So, woof, okay, gotta be ready for that. And that should be the last of the dried cannabis being delivered here in Los Grandes. So, okay, with that done, what's the next mission? Deliver $100,000 in cash. Oh my God. Well, that's gonna be really, really annoying. Okay, so I'm curious, if I were to make use of, let's say, this workshop and deliver some dried cannabis directly here, without carrying cash, could we avoid paying all the taxes here and the bribes to the government? So I can start shipping it out using the seaports and maybe make myself a heck of a lot more money? Could that be a thing? I have no idea, honestly, no idea. It might be worth a shot. Let's see if we can grab some dried cannabis and deliver it over here, see if that works. The answer is no, it doesn't cost me money. It does, however, increase our terror, which is not something that I want to do. So we're gonna go ahead and cancel that with these workshops. Until we control the city, it is not worth increasing my terror just so we can deliver some of these goods. Oh my gosh, we finally managed to bribe the mayor sufficiently. That took so much time and money. Woof! Okay. So, we can now acquire the city. It's all mine. Thank God. All right. Let's go ahead and take control of the region right now. And the result, of course, being that now I can continue building some more stuff over here. This does complete only step 1 of the Idle Hands mission. My God, that's gonna be fun. But now we can start transferring all of our goods over to another seaport without having any huge issues. My question, do I really want to continue growing coffee and stuff over here? I think the answer is probably no. It's not a very efficient place to do so. We probably should be growing over here is additional cannabis, if anything. Although, if I'm going to pack up enough materials in the workshop to send out over here, let's take a quick look at the farms and see, are there any better coffee growing spots? Yes, there are quite a few down over here. If we were to build up a farm over here, or a handful of farms over here, we could start making lots of coffee and send that up to the workshop, which would then deliver that via the seaport. This could be another really good source of income for me. Yeah, I think that might be what we do. I also have researched warehouse level 2 because so far I am pretty sure that simply logistical issues are what's killing me right now. So having some extra trucks in my warehouses could make a big difference. If I want to spend the money to upgrade you, honestly, think it's well worth it. This should greatly increase my potential cannabis production, though we do still need a way to store up all of this dried cannabis and send it off on the seaports. Now, I am a little bit concerned. If I look at the aerodrome down over here, we are sending off all the dried cannabis here, but it looks like you can't actually send both at once. You only can take up one slot, at least until we manage to get an upgrade, if we ever get an upgrade. So maybe there's no point in putting both opium and dried cannabis on the same aerodrome. In fact, I'm pretty darn sure there's not. That's going to add in a little bit of an extra challenge logistically. It means one aerodrome needs to be kind of limited only to the dried cannabis and one limited to opium. I'm a little worried the same thing could happen with this seaport. It would be very, very, very helpful if I were able to build a bridge across the water over here so we could quickly get to the seaports, but I am not sure that we're going to be able to do that. In fact, I'm pretty sure we can't. So yeah, maybe all of the marijuana production we've done over here might actually be a big waste of my time and money. Oh, wow. Delivering 38 of this coffee is going to bring me in $60,000 in dirty money? Whoa! Okay, seems like we're kind of hitting the big time over here. We're going to need to launder a lot of this, aren't we? What would be a really good option for us here? A jewelry store could certainly be quite good. Yeah, we could go ahead and start using some dirty money and try to go for that. That would let me launder lots of cash. I think that could be well worth it. Another thing I need to do is research and upgrade for these residences so we can get some extra transports, because at least right now, it's a little bit on the weak side. Not nearly enough trucks going around. So once Miguel is finished delivering some of these dried cannabis joints over here to the workshop, which is going to get shoved into some more coffee, I think we send him over here, because he has a special ability of giving 2 additional trucks to whatever building he is in. So if you move you, for example, right over here, this should help. Though I would also like to have an additional destination so I can make sure we are setting that to the proper laundering locations. Regardless, these extra trucks here should make it a little bit easier to consistently fulfill some of these import requests. This is potentially an absolute ton of money. I like it. All we have to do now is just wait for this to arrive, and that will be enough money easily for me to deliver to a jewelry store and start constructing. Oh, crud, we already have some vegetable issues all of a sudden, so now we can't use this seaport anymore. Well, I didn't even notice that was happening. We probably lost an absolute ton of drugs. Oops. Okay, now I'm starting to see the real fruits of my labor. I will say this game gets a bit more complicated the larger the empire gets. I actually have a lot of my henchmen that are kind of set to infinitely keep delivering money to the laundering facilities so that they get up to their full capacity as much as possible. Keep pulling the money around, because frankly, the logistical system is just not good enough. Even though I'm even upgrading a lot of these warehouses to level 3, it's still nowhere near enough. But we're getting a pretty good amount of money together, which means I finally can go for an upgrade for these residences. Very, very expensive. One of the things that we could do, my accountant is worried. Why? Nah, we spent a significant amount of money. That's fine. Oh, it draws attention. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, that's interesting. Anyway, so one thing we could do that might actually help with the logistics quite a bit is in the cities, build a hotel, which apparently can give you some additional trucks to help kind of serve the area and get lots of money flowing around from your residences over to your local buildings and stuff. That might be worthwhile, but they do cost about 40,000 legal dollars to make that one work, so maybe not the absolute best. We're apparently now losing some cash here. Okay. There needs to be a more clear way to, like, say, don't infinitely deliver. Stop delivering as soon as they are full on cash. That's what we need to see happen. Because apparently now I'm losing some money in the jewelry store because we're simply too high above there. I kept sending all the money. That's going to get a little annoying because I'm going to have to manually control some of it. But, you know what? It's a good problem to have because it means I've got more money than I know what to do with. I think that's a good place for us to end this video, though. So we've made some significant progress. We've conquered one more city. I think in the next video, we're going to go ahead and try to take out these other 2 cities, find out what the mayor has in mind for us. This one might be a bit tougher, though, because it is currently being controlled by a rival gang, so we'll have to fight over Foscani. We'll come back to that next time, though. Thank you all very much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed. Don't forget, if you want to learn more about Cartel Tycoon, you can find more information in the description down below. In the meantime, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.